With the cancellation of the French League season, some clubs are celebrating while some are definitely not. Lyon are a club that are definitely not. When play was suspended, Lyon were in a pretty poor position of 7th. For a club that wants to be fighting for a Champions League position every single season, this is definitely not ideal. However, they had time to overcome the 9-point differential between themselves and 4th place Lille. But no longer is this an option or a reality. Today, for the first time in a long time, we are headed to the French League. We are taking over Lyon, and not only are we salvaging this season for them, we're going to take them higher. We're going to make them European champions, as today we rebuild Lyon. Bonjour guys, how's it going? It's Jared HD here. Welcome back to another rebuilding video on the channel. As you obviously know, we are headed to France today, rebuilding Lyon. I haven't been to the French League in quite a long time, so very interested to see how we go. It's an interesting squad, this Lyon one. I'll have to show it to you guys in a second, but it's going to be an interesting rebuild. But if you guys do go on to enjoy today's rebuild, make sure you leave a like on the video. Also, if you are new around here, bloody scorpion kick that subscribe button down below. If you have not had the pleasure of seeing a rebuild video in the past, here are the rules. So the main objective is to win the UEFA Champions League. Every game in the rebuild is simulated except for the Champions League final. The transfers can be as unrealistic or realistic as we like. There's a big focus on the transfer window. And finally, of course, don't get butthurt if I sell your favorite player. There's the rules. Let's get into the rebuild. So taking a look at this Lyon side at the moment, it's definitely not the worst side in the world, but there are plenty of areas where we need improvement. I mean, we're so used to, in the rebuilds, taking over teams that are in like League 1 with like 40 rated players, but this team, it's got some good players like Memphis Depay, Moussa Dembele. Shout out Moussa, former Fulham player. They got Auer as well in the midfield. Lopez in between the sticks, but definitely improvements are necessary. A new centre-back in place of Marcelo is a must. So there it is. Our first signing as Lyon manager is to get a Frenchman back to the club. It is Issa Diop, coming across here from West Ham United for £15 million. I want to get as much money in this season and get rid of as many of our older players that aren't starting 11 players. So Marcelo, now that he's been kicked out of the starting 11 from Issa Diop, is headed to the Serie A. He's headed to Roma here for £5.2 million. We have also decided to sell another Brazilian defender, Fernando Marçal, headed to Stade Rennais, a fellow French club. £6 million for him. You'd think I had something against Brazilians at this point, but a third player departure and a third Brazilian player departure. Rafael, the former Manchester United defender, headed to Celta Vigo for £7.9 million. And we have decided to make a massive upgrade to the right-hand side of the midfield here. Oscar Melendo, the Spaniard, coming across here from Espanyol for £24.8 million. Finally, I'm selling a player that isn't Brazilian. It's a Frenchman, Leo Dubois, headed to Tottenham here for £14 million. Normally, I wouldn't sell him straight away, but we are playing a 3 at the back formation, so it's not necessary to keep on a hold of our left backs and our right backs. Same deal here. Kenny Tete, the Dutch defender, headed to AS Monaco for £9.7 million. Yenga Mbiwa, the latest player to depart the club, headed to the Turkish league here he's signing for £1.85 million. So there we go. Definitely a transfer window where we cleaned out the house here. Got a little bit of money left over for the January transfer window, but I really want to analyze our squad and see how we are doing halfway through the season, because I don't know where I want to improve straight away. There's a few areas where I want to improve, but I don't know where to start first. Regardless though, we are in the Champions League this season, so let's go check out our group. But before we check out the group, this is how the starting 11 is currently looking. So the improvements of Melendo and Diop, definitely worthy additions to the side. A medium tier group, I would say, this season. We've got Leipzig, who are always tough. Benfica as well, who have some good players. And then Kayserispor, who I believe are from the Turkish league. Don't expect them to give us many issues, but I would hope we're going to get to the last 16, but I feel like I'm going to hold my hands up. I fully don't expect us to win the Champions League this season, so not overly concerned. Okay, maybe I should be changing our tone here a little bit, because we have gone undefeated in the group stages of the Champions League, and it's ourselves and Benfica headed to the last 16. We absolutely rolled the group here. And in the round of 16, we will be on an Italian adventure. Atalanta in the last 16. That will be an interesting matchup. They're doing pretty well in real life's Champions League this season. Halfway through the season in the French League as well, we're actually doing goddamn well. We're sitting in second position on 50 points, and the most exciting thing is the fact that we're 11 points ahead of third place. So a Champions League position looks like it's going to be ours again next season, unless we bottle it big time. And we have made a massive addition up front here. It is Maximiliano Gomez coming across from Valencia. I've definitely overpaid for him, although to be fair, his valuation has gone down since we signed him, which I never understand in FIFA, but we have signed him for £50.6 million from Valencia. So there we go, a massive signing in Gomez, hopefully going to grow throughout this rebuild for us and can hopefully give us an impact in the second half of the season. A big upgrade there. We're going to see how he goes though, as we will be taking on Atalanta in the Champions League round of 16. So here we go, lads. The away leg up first, which I am a big fan of. Hopefully we can get some away goals on the board and set ourselves up for a decent second leg. The scoreline is going to be a 2-1 win. Memphis Depay getting a brace, but Diop with an injury, which is a little worrying. 2 away goals on the board is absolutely hectic though. So, I mean, we're in pole position right now to get ourselves a spot in the quarterfinals. Need to make sure we don't bottle it here in the second leg, as we are at home. Diop back from injury. Deep breath. Lads, the scoreline after simulating this second leg is another 2-1 win. 4-2 on aggregate. We're through to the quarters. Let's go. But things just got real here, as we are facing Bayern Munich in the quarterfinals. Oh my god, that's a little bit different from Atalanta. Okay, here we go, fellas. The first leg is at home, so that means the biggest goal needs to be a clean sheet, which is never easy when you're playing a team that has Robert Lewandowski up front. And the scoreline is that Lewandowski wasn't even the man that scored it for them. It was Goretzka and Muller. 2-1 down. They've got 2 away goals. This is the flip side of what we were on last time. So we find ourselves in the position that Atalanta found themselves in the second leg against us in the round of 16. We're going to need a big result here. 2 goals minimum to get through, and yeah, there it is. We've just been shown that whilst we're a decent side, we're not a great side. Bayern Munich eliminating us from the Champions League. Here we are at the end of the season, lads. Whilst we didn't make the push for the French League title, we have still had a fantastic season here, as we have taken out second position and have comfortably, like with 18 points comfortableness, made ourselves a competitor in Season 2's Champions League again. At the other end of the spectrum, the relegation zone is Angers, Stade Brestois, and FC Metz. Okay, a bit of silverware for Season 1, don't mind if I do. We have won the Coupe Nationale on a penalty shootout against Lille. PSG have won the Coupe de la Ligue, however. Metz have survived relegation, starving off Paris FC 4-1 on aggregate. Liverpool have won the Champions League, taking down Barcelona 2-0. And Chelsea defeat Bayer Leverkusen to win this season's Europa League. So there we go, lads. That is season number 1 done and dusted with LYON here. Definitely a good season. I mean, quarterfinals of the Champions League, some good players in, a good start. But I want to take it even further in this second season. They eliminated us from last season's Champions League, so we've gone and taken one of their players and brought him back to his country of birth. It is Benjamin Pavard signing here. I know he's listed as a right back, but he can also play as centre back in FIFA, so he's going to be our new starting right centre back, coming across from Bayern for 24.3 mil. Look, I ain't even going to try pronunciating this bloke's last name, but Cyprian, the Romanian keeper, signing at Leverkusen for 4.9 mil. Normally, I would look to keep this guy, but he did want out of the club, so we have sold Pape Cech Diop, the Spaniard midfielder, to Freiburg for 11.2 million. And another player that isn't going to be starting due to the fact of our formation, it is Yusuf Kone, headed to Ajax for 12 mil. Thiago Mendes signing at the Emirates, signing along with Arsenal for 20.4 million. Not a bad sum for a 28-year-old midfielder. I'm selling everybody. It's a bloody discount here in Lyon. I have sold Maxwell Cornet for 10.4 mil to Wolfsburg. And I have done a lot of this business so we could bring in this man. It is a new addition to the left-hand side of our midfield, Heung-min Son, the Korean midfielder, making the move from Tottenham for £64.7 million. I can't remember the last time I got to use Son in a career mode, so I'm very, very excited to see what he can do. And also, I don't know if I'm the only one, but I find the white on his shirt, the white, red, and blue on the Korean flag, and the white, red, and blue on the Lyon badge to be the most aesthetically pleasing color scheme in the world. I don't know if I'm the only one. So just like the opening window from last season, haven't made a ridiculous amount of transfers, but definitely in this rebuild, focusing on quality over quantity. Pavard and Son into the club, a lot of players out of it. And with those additions, the squad continues to look fantastic. Good to see a lot of our young players continuing to grow. Our at an 85, Dembele at 85, that Guillermo guy up to an 81. The team's coming along real nice. Our group for the Champions League this season is ridiculous. Bayern Munich, who eliminated us, Tottenham and Lokomotiv Moscow. I mean, it makes me feel a little bit better that the two signings I made in the transfer window were from Bayern Munich and Tottenham, but still, this is really going to put us to the test and see what we are made of. Are we going to get through to the round of 16 for a second successive season? Let's simulate it in 3, 2, 1. The table stays the exact same way it was when we simulated ourselves and Bayern through to the last 16. I'm surprised that Tottenham, whoa, I just burped when I spoke, but Tottenham only got 8 points. But no Atalanta in the round of 16 this season. We've been thrown right into the deep end as we have Man City in the last 16 of the Champions League. It's a new era in the French league, however. We're currently 5 points clear at the top of the table and undefeated. That is a good start. I mean, Champions League qualification is priority number 1, but if we can win the league and do it undefeated, then I won't be complaining. I want to make a real impact this transfer window, so I'm making a statement. We have sold Anthony Lopez, 30 years old, 86 rated goalkeeper, been at the club for a very long time. We have decided to sell him to Sevilla for £62.3 million. And well, we weren't messing around with his replacement. It is Jan Oblak, the Slovenian goalkeeper, £110 million from Atletico Madrid, but he is 92 overall. That is ridiculous. Oblak, one of my favorite players in football at the moment, one of the best goalkeepers in the world, coming here to Lyon. So there we go, a transfer window where we focus on our assets in between the sticks. Lopez out, Oblak back. That is a huge upgrade. Bring it, Man City, bring it. So here we go. It is round of 16 time. The home leg up first here, lads. Clean sheet, clean sheet, clean sheet. That is all that's going through my head. Come on. Let's see what we're able to get done here. No Gomez, and the scoreline is a 1-1 draw. Not the worst, not the best, but they do have an away goal. Edison hopefully injured for the second leg, however. So we need to score. That is without a doubt the biggest thing on my mind for this second leg if we want to get through to the quarterfinals. We're traveling away to the Etihad. Gomez is back into the starting 11. Come on, Lyon. 2-2. We're through. That took a while to click, but we are through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League on away goals rule against a very, very good Man City side. Things just don't get any easier though, do they? In the quarterfinals, we have been matched up against Juventus. Bloody hell, lads. Juventus. It's only season 2, so Ronaldo surely is still there. Luckily, we are on the road for the first leg here, traveling to Turin in beautiful Italy, a country I've never been to but desperately want to get to. But can we get some away goals on the board? The scoreline is a 2-0 loss. Cristiano Ronaldo with a brace. He could have had a hat-trick if he scored the penalty. That is not a good start. So we have no away goals to our name, and we are 2-0 down here. We're going to have to put in an all-time performance. Like a 3-0 win is what we need. So, come on, lads. Memphis Depay is out. Rain Adelaide's in. The scoreline is a 2-2 draw. So, it's an all-right second leg. But unfortunately, we are out 4-2 on aggregate once again in the quarters. So, here we are at the end of the season, fellas. And we have won the French League title with Lyon, stopping PSG's reign of terror. 106 points is fantastic. Unfortunately, we couldn't do it undefeated, but beggars can't be choosers. We win the league, and we qualify once again for the Champions League. Nîmes Olympique, Guingamp, and Lorient all in the relegation zone. We have won the Trophy Champ 2-1 over PSG. Good stuff. And we've also gone back-to-back in the Coupe Nationale. Plenty of silverware for this side. PSG did win the Coupe de la Ligue, unfortunately, so we couldn't do... I mean, we technically did do the domestic treble, didn't we, if you count the Trophy Champ or whatever it is, but PSG have won the Coupe de la Ligue. Lorient have taken down Brestois and survived relegation. Alright, that makes me feel actually a lot better. Juventus won the Champions League. The side that eliminated us, they won it on penalties. And Tottenham have defeated Sevilla to win the Europa League here in Season 2. Quick little update on the squad's progress in the overalls here at the end of Season 2. A lot of players going up +3 this season, which is great. I mean, that's the good thing about having a mostly young side, that once the second season kicks in, dynamic player potential just forces them to become absolute weapons. But definitely some big additions needed for the squad next season. Don't know if we're going to be able to make it deeper than Champions League. That's all going to depend on our opening transfer window, but we've definitely set ourselves up well. So the foundations have been laid. We're winning a lot of silverware domestically, but it's time we made a harder push for continental silverware. Alright, we are not here to mess around in Season 3, lads. £75.3 million has been dropped to sign Paul Pogba from Manchester United. We have brought him back to France. He's a massive pickup for our side. Welcome, Pogba. I don't know if I'm the only one that does this, but I cannot stand playing career mode with players that don't have a face. I'm not talking about regens. Regens are hectic. Like, they've got the computer-generated faces. I mean the ones where it's just like a blank silhouette of a player, like Bruno Grimares. I don't even know how to pronunciate his name. And luckily, we're not going to have to do it again, because we have sold him for a massive £80 million to Barcelona. I mean, if this was a normal career mode, I mean, if he had a face, I'd keep him, but I just can't do it. I have sold another Brazilian midfielder here to Arsenal again. I think we sold Mendes to Arsenal like last season or in Season 1, but Gene Lucas headed there for 12.2 million. And we have sold Zimbabwe's #1 striker, Tino Kadewere, to AS Monaco for 11.5 million. I've sold enough Brazilians in this rebuild that I thought it was time that we actually signed one, and we've signed a big one. Marquinhos making the switch from PSG to Lyon here, £88.5 million, 89 rates, and what a massive addition to our backline. And I have decided to sell Joachim Andersen here, the Danish defender, headed to Benfica for £30 million. So again, I feel like it's becoming a bit of a trend that I only sign 2 massive players and then sell a bunch of players, but it's working so far. Let's go look at our squad. So I mean, our team is looking pretty damn good at this point. I think maybe if I have the financial means in January, I might look to make an improvement to the back line. Maybe get Denier out of there, it depends. Hopefully Heung-min Son doesn't drop in overall. Hopefully our players continue to grow. But, I mean, I don't want to sell ourselves, like overhype ourselves, but this is a side that genuinely could go deep. I don't know if we can win the Champions League, but definitely go deep in the Champions League this season. But let's go look at our group. A much more manageable group from last season. I mean, we've got Leipzig, who we had in season 1, but we've also got Villarreal and Dinamo Kiev. So if I honestly think we can win the Champions League this season, then we need to be getting out of this goddamn group with ease. And we have done just that. Bloody hell. 6 wins, 0 draws, 0 losses, and just 1 goal conceded in the entirety of the group stages. That is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I guess that's what happens when you have Jan Oblak in between the sticks, but we are into the round of 16 of the Champions League. And in the last 16, we have an Italian opponent. We are taking on Inter Milan. Currently undefeated again at the top of the league halfway through the French league season. But PSG are mounting a title challenge, that is for sure. I have decided to part ways here with Jason Denayer. Initially, I was thinking he's 85 rated now. We can keep him at the club. He would be good to have a homegrown, like a player that was initially there in the squad again. But when Juventus accepted a £100 million counter offer for him, I was telling him to start packing his goddamn bags. Denayer headed to Juventus for £100 million. What? And we have replaced him with another Frenchman. It is Aymeric Laporte coming across from Bayern Munich, 90.5 rated, over 90.5 million pounds, I should say, 90 rated. Great signing. But I just wanted to sign him so I could play this clip again.
Hello, I'm Aymeric Laporte. You show Jared HD.
Have also decided to sign a backup goalkeeper here. If something happens to Oblak, we are basically screwed. Until now, we've signed David Saraya, the Spanish goalkeeper, coming across from Getafe for £22.8 million. We have also decided to sign Big Cock Divock, coming across here from Bournemouth, £28.5 million. A handy backup striker to have in the club. So there we go, a pretty batshit crazy transfer window, especially given it's a January transfer window. Laporte, Saraya and Origi into the club, Denayer out of it. Our team has just gone from a good team to just an insane team. So the real challenge begins now. Inter Milan in the round of 16. Here we go, lads. The first leg is on the road. We need away goals to our name. You already know the drill. Y'all know the rules. You know what it is. It is what it is. But let's see if we can get some away goals on the board. We got 4 of the buggers. Melendo, Son and Gomez. 4 away goals. Okay. So we are in a dream position here. Inter Milan are going to have the comeback of the century here if they want to get themselves into the quarters. We're 4-0 up, 4 away goals. The scoreline is going to be a 3-1 win. Dembele and Auer getting their name on the scorer sheet, and we go through 7-1 on aggregate. But things just got another level of crazy. Real Madrid in the quarters. We have been stumped in the quarterfinals for 2 straight years. Season 3, we're looking to break the trend here. The home leg up first again. Clean sheet is the ideal situation here. Come on, Oblak, I need you to be strong. And it's a 1-0 win. We get a clean sheet. We get the lead. That is gone. If we do manage to get an away goal here at the Santiago Bernabeu, we will be in the ideal, the dream position. We'll be through virtually. We're 1-0 up. No away goals for Madrid for a spot in the semi-finals. We have done it with absolute ease. Let's go, lads. 3-0, 3 away goals. We've taken down Real Madrid 4-0. I feel like we just can't escape Bayern Munich in this rebuild. They eliminated us in the quarters of season 1. They were in our group in season 2. We've signed and sold players to and from them a lot. And now they stand between us and a Champions League final. I don't like it. A home leg up first. I don't like it, man. I don't know why I did that voice, but it's a home leg here. You can feel I'm going a little bit delusional here. Been recording for a few hours now, but it's a 3-1 win. They have 1 away goal, but Laporte has picked up an injury. Fingers crossed. Fingers and toes crossed. It's only a minor one. It's not a minor one, lads. We have suffered, or Laporte has suffered, a torn hamstring injury. 2 months on the sideline for him. That's his season done. If we're going to win the Champions League this year, we have to do it without Aymeric Laporte. We do have a 3-1 lead here headed into the away leg. But for example's sake, if Bayern win this 2-0, they go through an away goals rule. So we need an away goal. But we need our defense, more importantly, to step up, especially without Laporte in this second leg. Issa Diop is coming back into our starting 11. I'm nervous, lads. I'm very nervous. Come on. For a spot in the Champions League final, the scoreline, 2-0. 2-0. We are through to the Champions League final. Marquinhos, Pogba, 5-1 on aggregate. Let's go, Lyon. Let's go. So we will be facing Manchester City in the Champions League final. Did we face them in Season 1? I recorded Season 1 a while ago, but I feel like we versed them in the round of 16. So we've gotten past them once. Can we do it again? Taking a look around the other competitions, however, Chelsea have won yet another Europa League. We have won the French League and done it as Invincibles. Insane. Absolutely insane. We have raked in the silverware in this rebuild so far. We unfortunately couldn't go back-to-back, however, in the trophy champ, losing on pens to PSG. A potential 3rd Coupe Nationale in a row on the line here though, but that's going to be after the Champions League final, so we may or may not get the result from that one. But we have actually managed to win the Coupe de la Ligue this season, finally. We took down PSG to win that title. So here is a look at our squad report here. On our way to the Champions League final, we have put together an insane side, 94 rated All Black. We're going to miss Laporte though. And another thing I've come to learn is that Benjamin Pavard is suspended for the final. So I don't know what I'm going to do here. I might have to put our 72 rated defender in there. I might put one of the defensive midfielders in the side, but we are up shit creek without a paddle in terms of our defense. The attack of the team is mental, but I am extremely worried without Laporte and Benjamin Pavard for this Champions League final. Regardless though, we're going to dive in head first and see what we can do. It's Man City against Lyon. We have won just about every trophy in this rebuild, but the Champions League final is the final piece of the puzzle. Come on, Melendo going here to our. We've won the 50-50 there from Melendo. Early goal on the board, please. Drag back, looking for an option. Just lay it off. Going to go to our, who has the shot, but that's a weak shot, man. Man City are causing us problems. I mean, their pressure has just been ridiculous here. They haven't had any crazy opportunities yet, though. We just need to jockey. How have they won that 50-50 there? Thankfully, Thuram's shot is just wasteful, man. Lay it out from the back. Pogba, go there. Good, good. Marquinhos, going there. Nope, it's been intercepted. Get back, Marquinhos. Sprint back, mate. They're going through to Silva. Ah, yep. We deserve to cop that one, in all honesty. That was just piss poor from me. Man City's press has been something else, man. Their press is ridiculous. We're 1-0 down. Dembele off the throw-in. Going to go back there to Melendo. Somebody get your noggin on it. Goes in. Punched away from Edison. Follow-up. Our hits and keepers off his line. It's our The captain, the man that has been here since day one, has hit that one beautifully. The punch out from Edison fell straight to the foot of our French captain, our midfielder. And look at this, is going to be a satisfying goal to watch here. So it comes out, it's punched. I thought the play was over. I noticed he was on the ground, so I went, screw it, let's just hit it. It's somehow gotten through all that traffic, finds the back of the net. That is lovely technique. And just like that, we start the second half off with the equaliser. Free kick here, Heung-min Son looking for some support. Might go and try hit the first time when we go to Depay. Goes to Dembele. Dembele! Oh, I thought that finesse might have crept in there. We are off to extra time in what has been a ridiculously cagey affair. Man City. Oh, I can see that overlapping run there. No, I've tried to make the 50-50. We've got no stamina. Sane's through. Block it off. Block the shot. Good save on Black. Just put it. Get there still. Melendo puts it out for a corner. Bloody hell, I thought Sterling was going to outrun us. I see that run there from Depay. Dembele through Memphis. He's getting caught up to. Look for the sweaty. Look for the sweaty. We take the lead. Gomez puts us in front here in the 101st minute of the Champions League final. I thought I took that one too wide there. I'm losing my voice, but look at that. I thought Gomez ran such a wide line, but thankfully he finds the back of the net. Come on, a second goal or a third goal. A 2-goal buffer would be great. Dembele, nice backheel to Gomez. I see the overlapping runs. I wanted Auer to make more of a run there. Auer to Rain Adelaide. He cuts in. He shoots it. Oh, good save from Edison. That would have been a great goal from the sub. We're surely going to run down the clock here. Just need to maintain possession. Need to make sure we don't lose the ball. We're going to win the Champions League final here, lads. Let's go for a third goal. Add insult to injury. Ball being dispossessed, but it does not matter because we have won the Champions League final here with Lyon. That is the rebuild complete. What an insane one it was. We just slowly but surely got there. Won a lot of silverware on the path to the final, and we have done it. Lads, if you enjoyed today's rebuild with Lyon, make sure you leave a like on the video. Subscribe down below if you're new around here. I'll see you for the next one very soon. It has been Jared HD here. I'm out. Peace.